Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'll be discussing some of the tier 5 weapon upgrades that can revive some of the off-meta builds. The 3 fun builds that I tried out were Spirit Whisperer, Lightbringer, and Magic Dragon Breath Rune Master. What were the improvements to these classes? Stay tuned to find out. All the synthesis weapons have a tier 5, which are currently under testing on the China beta test server. Some of these weapons got terrible tier 5 upgrades, which people have complained about, and I hope based on the feedback the developers will fix them. The good thing is some of these upgrades were amazing, and they can now lead to some viable off-meta builds. To upgrade to tier 5, you will need to farm the new maps. If you need a guide to the new maps, please see my Alberta farming video in the video's description. You also need another unsocketed version of the synthesis weapon. You'll want to start snapping those weapons soon. This is especially painful for weapons like Heavens, which is already insanely hard to snap due to the low supply of Holy Avengers. If you're going to synthesize weapons yourself, then beware of the requirements such as Chronos, which are already insanely high in demand due to many weapons requiring it. You may want to start mini or MVP hunting the required materials too. For example, I need the giant glove for the Titan synthesis, so I gotta hunt Rafflesia. Many of the tier 5 weapons will give you a big damage boost, so people must prepare early before the release. Being prepared is a smart thing to do, but do you know how else you can be smart? By saving money when buying in-game stuff. Smile.1 allows you to get discounted BCC and premiums from Ragnarok Mobile. They've been around for more than 8 years and have lots of global business partners for other games too. I'll put a link in the description, and thanks to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. I'd like to cover 3 builds whose tier 5 weapons will give it new life. These are non-meta classes which I tried in PvE, which definitely could use a buff. This will add more variety to the game, which will always make it more fun. First is Spirit Whisperer. The tier 5 for the fine pink Foxgrass gives Lunatic Carrot Pound's skill cooldown and skill delay reduced by 2, and Life Soul additionally adds your remaining HP times 14% damage. This is a significant change since currently Lunatic Carrot Pound has a skill cooldown of 2 seconds and a cast delay of 2 seconds. This delay is quite high and has made some people switch over to Dagger Dorum to take advantage of the lower skill cooldown or the lower cast delay from Toru Trauma or Picky Peck. On my CBT account, we can see the same cooldown. Then I upgrade my fine pink Foxgrass to tier 5. Now the skill cooldown is reduced by 1 second, and the skill delay is reduced by 1 second. Also, right now Life Soul with the Acer nodes enabled will give you 45% damage increase from your remaining HP added to your primary attacks. Now, the tier 5 weapon gives you an additional 14%. Putting all these things together, these changes are amazing and allows people to use the Wand Physical Dorum more efficiently in PvE. For example, I was able to clear the Legend Golem with just Lunatic Carrot Pound on auto. I could see a big difference in the DPS just by upgrading to tier 5. Dorum is a class that I frequently recommend to free-to-play players who want a solid PvE class, and I'm glad that this will help Dorms immensely. I think this class is underrated for PvE, and I hope to see more Wand Dorms soon in Legend runs. Next is Lightbringer. The Avalanche tier 5 says, for every 10% fire attack increase, an additional 1% wind attack will be added. Also, arm cannon damage to large monsters plus 15%. Fire attacks adding to wind damage is interesting. This reminds me of Genos, who also has both wind and fire attack. The fire damage is also nice if you're using the fire converter for Pioneer or Knuckle Boost. On CBT, I was playing around with 2 fire accessories, trying to get as high fire attack as possible. My fire attack was at 204%. At tier 4, my Photon Cannon peaked at 282,000 damage. At tier 5, my Photon Cannon peaked at 457,000 damage. The boost in wind damage was nice. Also, this gives more viability for the Photon Cannon build, which the devs have been pushing for. They had previously released the EMP and the EMP Star card. This weapon tier can further help with that build. The Photon Cannon build always looked very funny, and it'll be great to see people take advantage of this. Memes aside, the arm cannon damage alone will help Lightbringers. Besides Durham, Lightbringer is the other class I recommend to free-to-play players, since it has solid damage, so these buffs will help make that class better for these players. Next is the Rune Master Magic Dragon Breath. Dragon Howl's Tier 5 says, Water and Fire attack plus 5%, when using Death Awakening, Dragon Breath ignore physical defense plus 30%. Also, Dragon Breath makes the target continuously affected by Magic Breath. Magic Breath says, every 0.5 seconds, cause 20% of your Dragon Breath damage per second, lasting for 1.5 seconds. This is a big boost for those who like the off-meta Magic Dragon Breath. Not everyone can be an auto-attack Rune Master, so the Dragon Breath build is a nice alternative. Ideally, you do have the plus 15 Dragon Howl for that huge damage boost in Dragon Breath. Also for Tier 5, the 30% ignore magic defense is great for those who can't get the Moral Enchants for their gear. Death Awakening lasts for 30 seconds and has an 80-second cooldown, so you do have to time out the effect properly. This build brings back memories. In the past, I enjoyed watching people make the Magic Dragon Breath videos, since it would wipe out an area. For those who abandoned the Pierce build but couldn't get auto attack, this was a nice off-meta build. Unfortunately, on my CBT account, I do not have a plus 15 Dragon Howl, so the damage was quite underwhelming, but there is potential there. These were the fun builds I've experimented with so far with the Tier 5 weapons. I'll continue to explore more builds in the future. I really hope more off-meta builds will be viable with the Tier 5 weapons being released. Got a build that you want me to try with the Tier 5 weapons? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend. And if you want more sneak peeks, check out this playlist over here.